Welcome to Quick 3D Tutorials. Today's video I will show you how to render glass inside Arnold. So here we have inside there the example about it. You can of course reading it about the modeling, shading and render setting. And if you want to download this file, you can getting it inside here. So I just undo it. So the important thing is actually anytime you want to modeling an object to use it like the glass. Let's see here, I have in this case using the spear and I want to be like the glass. So I'm going to get sometime back faces. When you are finished with the modeling, the important thing is go ahead and select all the faces and go to the extrude. Put this one to be on, and from here you can just choose the thickness. That is very important, you have not only one faces. By this way you're going to get very nice glass effect you're looking for. So that is very important to keep in mind. Now we have here, of course they have already creating it, but I just apply a normal shader for now and it's going to be lumber, and I'm going to hide this one off. So how we can render it actually? So it is very basic. You're going to select your model, go to the attribute editor, inside the Arnold, make sure by default it has been checked on. You need to check this to be off. Then we're going to the high bit shade. From here you can of course use select the Arnold and type AI standard surface. In this one I just call it for GL. So important thing is when you're going to create a glass, make sure you don't have the base and the specular to be 1, and we're going to talking about this one also later, and the transmissions to be 1. When we get this, we're going to select it, right click and assign this material or shader. So I just render it just quickly what we're going to get, and it's running with a camera. It is fine. If you like, you can also use the perspective. So as you can see, I just zoom it a little bit. The effect we get is very nice, but let's see, I want to have other effects, but for now I just want talking about one thing. If you're looking through the glass, you can see it is not very clean. If I just select the shaders, the same shader, you can see this one, if it is on the highest number, which is 1 or kind of like this, so you can see in the glass is not clean, it is very blurry, and when I'm putting it to the 0, I'm going to see through the glass very clean, very nice way. So that is important things you need to know about it. And sometime if you don't want to have a specular on it, of course you can just turn this off, but it's going to give very nice effect to the glass. And you can also sometime make it to be a little bit less, and you can playing by this. But for now this setting is working fine. I can also use the same shader for the other, which is the water inside it. So I'm going to right click and go to the same one, make sure both is clean like this, so we can just see clean through it. Now you can see we have getting like very nice effect, like the are actually water. If I just move it a little bit, just need to have update on it, so you can see the effect is very nice. And if you want to have make it blur, of course you can use these and creating 2 shader if you like. So now we want to use this to be another things. Let's say we want this one to be the milk. You can of course find the information about the glass effect and about the water and the milk. So again, just to show you this also, we just right click on it and creating another shader. I type AI standard surface shader. Okay. And here we go. So to creating this effect, we need to to creating a milk, we need to use the same setting here. A specular, the paint, you don't need to use it in this case. We want to actually put this, it is by default 0, we need to put it to the 0.1 and change the color to be white, of course. And emissions, to just lighting it a little bit, we're going to use the emission to lighting the milk. And we can just take a quick look to it. So as you can see, we have getting like a milky effect. If I can just move this, so you can see the milk is very nice and clean. And of course, I can also make it more shinier or more color on it by emissions. So you can see now we have getting very white thing that are inside it. So the other thing which is also important to know with the render setting when you're going to render the final image is inside the render setting rail depth with the transmission. You need to make it to be higher or depend how many you want to see through it. An example of this you can find in the document inside the render setting. Of course, you can read it if it is 2, so we cannot see everything through, and 4 we think sum of object, and 8 we're going to see through it. And if you have more or less, you can also do this. And if you have only like this one, do you want to show? So it is good idea to optimize your render time, but by lower value if it is only this effect you're looking for, or there are not another object you want to see through it. So that was a basic thing about how we can render glass inside Maya with the Arnold 5, and thanks for watching.